Hello, my name is Emily, and in the following we'll be going over Module 6 assignment and their questions. The first question we are asked is, how does research on life conditions accelerate shortening illustrations to joint influence and heredity and environment on the biological aging? To begin, we need to understand that telomeres are, according to Stewart 2018, telomeres are short nucleotide sequences found at the end of the linear chromosomes which protect the genetic information. In recent years, the study of telomeres has uncovered associations that before were not thought of. For example, is how people who are in more stressful situations are recorded to have shorter telomeres than some who are not. The life of a person lives and the environment that they are in affect the length of those telomeres, and because of that would shorten someone's lifespan. Once the telomeres causes people who have certain diseases have been found to also have shorter telomeres. Even from the very beginning, when you were born, the time with a disease such as cancer or have a stressful life, then that would be shortening your lifespan. You cannot do much to prevent this disease, but you can change your environment and how that would affect your telomeres. Next, we are asked why people are in committed relationships likely to be more sexually active and satisfied than those who are dating several partners. When someone is dating in a serious relationship with somebody, they feel much more safer and are more comfortable, and the environment atmosphere is just better when compared to someone who they're not serious with. This generation may have more hookups than previous generations, but the main premise is that people want serious, long-lasting relationship, and is still evident to today. When you're talking to multiple people that aren't mature enough to maintain a stable relationship or are not looking for one, even with the average couples having sex only a few times a week, in other cases maybe once or twice a year, that is still more than someone who is not in a stable relationship. Everyone wants a sense of intimacy, and regardless of the cultural norms today, sex is still a place where you need familiarity and trust, which you cannot do while trying to maintain multiple relationships and not truly being invested in any one of them. Hence, I've personally seen people who aren't in serious relationships. They're more down and sad and really crave that attention, but are too afraid to attach. Then we are asked, how does being an expertise affect information processing, and why is expertise necessary for, but not the same as creativity? Being an expertise means that the person has an extensive background knowledge and has seen the information many times. This would allow them to process information associated with what they're doing so much faster than someone who does not have that experience of, if they do. It may take years for a person to become an expertise because you have to have time into trade or field to become extremely familiar with that. And expertise is necessary when you want to know information, then they would only, while creativity is similar but different in many ways. You do not need to be an expertise to be creative in a field. Creativity may come from experience or prior knowledge, but it's not absolutely necessary to do so. Next, we are asked, what student and college environment characteristics contribute to favorable psychological changes during the college years? The environment that the college campuses provide help boost and self-understanding due to the nature of education. According to Burke 2018, finally, exposure to multiple worldviews encourages young people to look more closely at themselves. During the college years, students develop greater self-understanding, enhanced self-esteem, and firmer sense of identity. Having an abundance of different people and points of views helps students from many sides and help them develop what they believe during the time. This time in college is redefining them as individuals and helping them see what they could not do before. College requires reading, writing, and math, which through repetition help people develop higher level skills and new skills. It also offers a ton of aid and resources that they would not have had before in their life, which opens up various paths and opportunities for them. I know college for me has changed me a lot. I was not time oriented. My time management skills were horrible. But now that I started college, I have everything on track most of the times. And I make time to study now. And I actually enjoy studying and reading, which before I didn't really. Now, on to the next question. We are asked what cultural changes have led the emergencies of period known as emerging adulthood. To start, we need to understand what emerging adulthood is, which is the time between the adolescence and full-blown adulthood. Cultural changes such as the development of college students in the generations changed them major multiple times in their career. In past generations, it was much less common to see this, if not at all. The shift of social norms has changed the way people grow, and due to abundance of different careers in past, this generation is more centralized around wealth and monetary gains than the previous generations due to the cost of living rising and social media aspects of social normality. Like, a lot of people drop out of college to go pursue a YouTube life or a TikTok life. That is now becoming the social norm of today's society. It also depends on the cultural norms. An example would be how long somebody will stay living with their parents. Some cultures live with their parents normally live well past the age of 30, and in others, they may be normal to stay there permanently. Well, this may be seen as emerging adulthood. This is actually a cultural norm. For example, my uncle still lives with my grandparents, and since he had a stroke, now they take care of him, but he's still able to do stuff for herself. And then my aunt also lives with my grandparents too. And that's just how Hispanic culture is. Usually all families like to stay together. Unless they get married, then they move off, like my mom and my uncle, who are both married. So people today have the world of opportunity, but have the same amount of time that the previous generation had. So it is much harder to stick to something for their entire life. Finally, we are asked, according to Levinson, how do the life structure of men and women differ? Men and women during the start of their adulthood choose paths for their careers and life differently due to their ideas of being different. A man who wants a career will study and attend college during his 20s and maybe later look for a life partner or settle down to start a family. While a woman who's looking to start a career has to think about not only her career, but whether or not she will start a family or wait till later in life because her family is more involved within her children if she did have any compared to a man. A woman has to often put her career aside to take care of her children or her family, while a man has to continue his career and provide. This has changed over the years due to the impact of social media and has had on women's rights. Women now have more opportunity to stick to their career than ever before, but it's now new for a man to leave his career and stay at home to take care of the children. According to Barris in 2021, the survey finds that across the range of activities, married or cohabiting men and women in opposite sex relationships have different perspectives on who shoulders more of the burden. It has started to even out, but in the overall picture of women and men, life structure is still very much in favor of the men. For example, I know I had to stop college when I got pregnant, but then when she was a year old, I decided that, I'm a single mom. I have to do something in order for her to see that she can do anything she wants when she grows up. So that's why I'm in nursing school. And this class has taught me a lot about her developmental growth and my developmental growth. So I found it very interesting researching and talking about these subjects. And that is going to be all. Thank you.